Hello, Saturday. I got up early. I didn't think that Arnold with Kemp was going to be able to do much today, and he wasn't, but he got here early, and so I think I got the bed luck at 3 a.m. and he called me this morning. He was down here at about 8 a.m. Anyway, kind of an abrupt start to the morning, but he got those loads shoved out, and a couple of loads dropped. You can see in that the depression down there is where you have to pull out, but he'll get this scattered around and then packed in. And this will be ready for James to come in, the construction, the builder. So I will hopefully that's rebar. I don't know if that was one of my spikes. No, it's another piece of rebar in here for something. Huh. Oh well, who knows. So it's getting there. It was just real soupy, and it's coming along. That tree is going to come down, and two back here are coming down. So that's a good thing. And he's going to do that tomorrow. He's going to push him over with the excavator, and then I'm going to have to buck him. He said I could knock him down today, and I said, let's do it tomorrow, because then I'm not under pressure to get him cut up and get out of his way. So knock him down tomorrow, and then I don't have any stress with him still being around. But today is going to be an angry pumpkin day. I'm going to try another shot at those blades, the cutters on it. I have my new fitting, well, not fitting, drive adapter. Put it in the drawer. Oh, you know what? I think I took it over to the shop already. I did. But I need to get my 15/16 socket. Hey, what's going on here? We'll get the small one. Going the wrong way. I don't think this is it. Turn my light on here because my eyes probably help if I don't have my sunglasses on either. Oh, that's 13. 15. That's what I'm. I'm not sure which one it is. I think that's 7/8. Yeah, that's it. 15/16. That guy. And I left my adapter, drive adapter. It's out in the shop. So I'll go that way. Liz was out in this morning with the dogs. I'm going to back it out and sweep in here today too. And then, depending if I get this, awesome. If I don't, I'm calling it a day. The pumpkin's going to be my only gig today. I know I got so much stuff I could be doing, but it just gets overwhelming. But I'm doing something each day. Here's Arnold's. It's a 135 is what I called it. I think that's what it is. It's a case, I know that. but I know it's a case because there's like 10-foot letters on it. Yeah, 135. Pretty big machine. Pretty cool machine. Big video game. A big fun video game, those things are. Alright. So here I am back at the Orange Pumpkin. Let me grab my weapons of destruction and be back at it. Alright, so we can see in here, this is one blade, and that's the four bolts on that blade. I got that first bolt, this one, loose, and that was it. The second one twisted my adapter, so I've got the new adapter on here. This right here. Come on, things. This one right here is my new adapter. And again, I got to step it down to a 1/2 inch to get a socket that fits in that recessed hole. So that's my challenge. If this was all 3/4 all the way down, I don't think I'd have as much problem, but it's the way it is. This is what factories do, so you have to come back to the dealers. And then that's the lock. That there is the lock to lock the drum in, so you can crank on it. But anyway, so let me try it this one again. Aha! That's luck. That's motion right there, folks. Right on. That was motion. Score. Let's move on to the next. Right on. That's motion too. Right on. Third one down. This adapter is much better than that other one, even though it was a proto. Didn't have the gription that this one's got. Wow. Serious? That one didn't have any torque on it. Oh, that's the one I just did. Duh. I think I gotta go get a pick. I think there's crap in this one. Yep. Let me go get a pick. Alright. So this is what I mean about having it pick. There's wood stuff in here that's keeping the socket from seating. Alright, well, let me pick at this and won't bore you with that. Okay, got that picked out. Come on, man. Huh. I hope I have enough bite on that one. Shit. Really don't want to have to use an extension. I don't want you to get this socket off this adapter. Damn sure. The hell? All right, let me go get the proper tool. See what I mean? It's not much of a ball bearing. It's just it's a little stud. Of course, spring loaded, but you can't like pull your socket off of there. You got to use a little screwdriver to push that in to get your socket off. So I hope I don't twist this guy up. It's alright, it's not even, it's a cheap extension, so I'm not worried about crashing it. I'm just more worried about getting this damn thing done. Alright. Did it break it or? Yeah, right on. Good score. Cool. Yahoo. I'll get these done and flip this back on. Okay, so that is alrighty. That's the old blade right there. As you can see, it's not like in godforsaken shape, but it's certainly in a state of wear on that edge as compared to a new Vermeer. This is OE factory stuff here. So you can see that's pretty tidy, clean edge. And that's it's got some nicks and dings in it. Again, this isn't as in bad shape as I thought it would be, but it's not in like new shape either. So that'll help out, I think, with my mojo. I've got a snap-on torque wrench I gotta grab here. I'm not sure it goes to 210. I think it's 150, but we'll see. But the old is out, in with the new. I gotta clean this cavity up as well. Mounting surface for this thing. It's not bad shape. All right, so both torque wrenches I have are 250 pounds, so that's plenty. I need 210 to put these on, and I have two different ones. I got this one out at the Indianapolis Raceway a long time ago, and I got this one, I can't recall, got it from somebody I knew. But anyway, I'm gonna bounce them off one another. They should both be pretty well calibrated. I keep them in pretty, you know, in their cases, and they don't get bounced around a lot. They don't, you know, so they're pretty well taken care of, and I haven't used them a great deal, but I do use them. And yeah, we'll see what happens between the two of them. We'll have a snap-on snap-off contest. They're both clicker types, but just different types of mechanisms. This is a flex head, that's a solid head. So let's see how they compare to one another. Let me get them set up here. I ran these bolts in, but I'm gonna run them back out, air them off, re-oil them, and then set them back in. Okay, first on deck is this snap-on. I don't know, they're both clickers, but this is the round handled with the head clicker on it. Let's back it up a little bit. So I got them set to 150 pounds to start with, and I ran them down with my Dewalt. So let's see if I get any clicks at 150, see if that Dewalt took them down past 150. Yeah, that's at 150. So I'll check them all at 150. With this one, and then I'll check them with the other, with the exact same setup. So that Dewalt took them down to 150. Better, 150 or better. All right, so that's with snap-on number 1. I'll call that the Indy snap-on. And this one we will call flex head snap-on. And it's at 150. Okay, I guess we'll see. I don't know. Come on, baby. Get on there. So this is 150. Oh man. Got a click out of it. Seems pretty equal to the Indy snap-on. Seems like I got to pull this one a bit more to get it to click than the Indy. You know, just anecdotally. So that's at 150. So, and I noticed this isn't reversible. This is just a pure Torx, one direction. So let's go back to the Indy wrench. And let's take it up to 180. 180 on our way to 210. Okay, there's 180. All right, let's try this again now. This is 180 with the Indy wrench. Alright, let's give it a twirl now. That almost felt as hard as a pull as the other on the 150. So the Dewalt took this stuff down to 180. It's about getting right there. I can start to feel it giving me some. Okay, that's 180 with the Indy wrench. Flex head, 180. All right, let's see what 180 does, how hard of a pull it is with this one.
That's a harder pull, that's for sure. There's a difference between this, but it's not moving the bolt any. It's just on the verge of moving the bolt with this one. All right, so that was 180 with the flex head snap on. Now, let's go back to Indy. Let's go to 210 with the Indy. Yeah, the story about this. So I was with a client out in Cincinnati and Indianapolis, Synergy. They're no longer a utility. They got absorbed by, I think they got absorbed by Duke. I think it was Duke. Anyway, we were out at the track, and of course we were having a grand old time. Not to, goes unsaid. And so we were down on the infield area, and they have a tool store in the Indy, especially for the race teams to come in to buy tools, a snap-on store to exchange tools out or buy new tools. So I go in there, and I was lit, folks, and I bought this snap-on torque wrench. Back then, this was $250 back then. We had a good time though. All right, so this is 210 with the Indy wrench. Man, I'm not getting any movement. That Dewalt took this stuff down. I wouldn't back them off, but it's taking them down. I'm trying not to bounce it. Yeah, out at Indy, I got across the security, so I was in the pit area, well, the pit lane. So as the vehicles were prepping and coming in and out, it was I think this was carburation day and some qualifying day. So I'm just leaning on stacks of tires, watching all this activity go on, and couple of my co-workers, compatriots, and some of the client, they were just laughing at me because they couldn't get in there, and there I was just checking the scene out, holding on to my snap-on wrench. Oh, I gotta set this, I'm just jibber jabbing here. So this goes to 210 now. 210. So far I'd say that these two snap-ons are fairly close. I think this one, I gotta put a bit of a harder pull on it to get it to go, but they're pretty close. Yeah, this got a little motion out of that bolt at 210, just a little bit. So that Dewalt's putting these things down at a pretty good. Alright, so that was both snap-ons at 210 after using the Dewalt, and I didn't get any movement, so I don't know if that's good or bad. I'd actually would rather take them down and feel the movement to the click. I'd have a little bit more confidence in what they torqued it down to. I'm not sure what that Dewalt took them down to, but certainly took them down to a, pretty good pretty good foot pound, that's for sure. So that's a bit of impressive in that aspect. Keep pointing this off in different directions. So now I need to relocate the drum and do a removal process, if you will, procedure. My removal procedure, 3.6.25-1 subarticle 2 procedure. To do that, I gotta lift that lever up, rotate the drum, lock it back down, and redo what I just did on that one. But I'm stoked that I got a new blade in on here, or new blades in on this. That's awesome. All right, so hold your horses. Let me get moving here. All right, lift that back up. I don't know if there's supposed to be a spring-in on that thing, but there isn't. I can tell you that much. We'll check the drum out as we go around. I'm not seeing any cracks so far. And there she blows, boys. Right on. Well, see, I'm gonna need my pick again. It's amazing that there's not more wood in these recesses as there is. I'm grateful for that, because it's not just necessarily sometimes easy to get this wood out of here. Okay, so now it's back to undoing these fellas. So let's see how this comes out. I got this one cracked already. You wouldn't know that, but I did. If I'm getting it bound in there, because this head's not perfectly level, that's for sure. The cutting head. Well, okay, I've seen everything now. I don't think that's coming off now, looking at that guy. That's what I heard crack. I thought I got the bolt to crack, but freaking socket cracked. That's some shit right there, folks. It's pretty effed up, man. So now I've thrashed a 3/4 by 1/2 inch drive adapter and a impact socket. That's some shit. God dang it, man. Alright, well, now I gotta find another solution here. I may have I might have a short 15/16 socket impact. I got short normal ones. Let me go see what I can find. Okay, so I'm rearming after this. Never done that before. Always the first. Okay, this, I took the protector off of it. It's an impact socket for wheels, and that's a 15/16. So that is an option. Right now, I'm just going to set it aside though. This is a 3/4 inch drive 15/16 socket, but it doesn't fit into the recess hole, so that is not an option. These are both fit in 6-point sockets, but they're not impact. So if I broke that, it very well could mean that I break these too, but they're shallow, so that they might have more strength to them. So those are an okay option. This is an older socket, but it's a 12-point. So I don't have much faith in that, but nonetheless it fits and is an option. And I did get a 1/2 inch, one of my 1/2 inch impact extensions rather than this one. Although I did break one of the bolts loose on the other blade with that socket. But this is a 24mm impact. So this is what's on deck. But I'm going to go to the other side and see if I have better luck. It fits in there more snugly, but it looks like there's a tad bit more meat on it than that other socket. And this is Craftsman as well. Both of these are Craftsman. I have a mix of tools, but 90% of my tools are Craftsman. But I have, like you saw, the torque wrenches were snap-on. I just don't, I'm not a professional to justify the expenditure on snap-on for as much as I use tools. And besides, I don't have that kind of money to spend on tools for what I do. All right, well, let me try this thing from this side, see if I can't get a better angle. I'll set the camera up here somehow. Okay, so this might actually work, that I have a better angle on it. I'm not a fan of having to use this extension, but let's see what happens here. Well, I think I broke something. What I broke, I don't know. Did I break this nether socket? No. Right on, I got it. That's a score. Let's see how much shit I'm having to put on these things though, folks. It's not a joke. Alright, got that one. Let's go on to this one. See pulling seems to give it better. I don't know if that popped off or broke loose. Well, it probably just popped off. Nope, I broke it right on. 2 down. Man, I think they put some Loctite in these, and everything I've read doesn't mention anything about Loctite in this shit. It's just, actually it says put some light oil on them to help with the torquing. That's to me, man, if you ever looked at you have to replace these things, what you do, they're wear items, the blades. Why put the Loctite on them? I don't get it. Let's go this way. Back. Better have bashed my knee into the corner of the freaking machine. Right on. One more, and then I'm home free, man. I say that, I'm not saying anything. It's always the last one to bite your ass. I have learned that. Cracked my knee a good one. What'd I say? Good Lord. Shit. That one just popped off. I saw that happening. Good Lord. Frick. What did I tell you, man? It's always the last one. Angle that this is having to fight with me on this thing. That might work. Let's see that. No extension, and change my bar out here. I think I got it. Thought I got it. It sounded like a bolt. Nope, I guess I didn't. Come on, man. Shit. If I catch it on the side here. This one's kicking my ass. All right, let me try a different approach here. Give me a moment. I think we got it, boys. I think we got it. It's not going without a fight, though, that's for sure. It's not going without a fight, boys. Come on. Last one, what'd I tell you? First and last. All right, I'm home free now, boys. So boys, I don't know where this video cut off, so I'll just start it again. This was the last bolt, and I can see that there was Loctite up all the way up that son of a bitch. That's a pain in the ass. And when you're using 3/4 inch tools with 2-inch 120 Dom cheater pipe, it's a couple feet plus long, and it's giving you that much of a fit, there's some shit on that bolt. But guess what? There it is. And here's the blade. So like the other one, it's not in horrible shape. You know, it's certainly has its wear. There's no edge really to speak of on it. It's just brute forcing its way through stuff. But if I get hold of my new one, I'm trying to be careful, man. These bad boys are sharp. New, used. You can tell it didn't ever hit much metal, so that's good, but it's chipped up and it's pretty dull. This is pretty sharp. So let me get my I'm gonna put this in from the other side, get my stuff to clean that up. It's not too dirty. Clean up its perch, run these bolts down a couple of times, lock it in. Right on. All right, so all right, let me put a little dabble do you to run a bolt down. These are the bolts for these blades. grade 10.9, Magni 565 iOS 4014 foot FT 2x1 2x100. So that's these bolts going in. Boys, we're in a fix. This time I'm not going to run them down as hard with this as I did. That's why you like. Okay, so now we're gonna do a test. Is that down? Now we're gonna do a test with the torque wrenches again. This time I should be able to set the torque rather than checking how far that thing went down. It went down harder than 210, I know that, because I didn't move those bolts much at all on that last blade. It's hot up, boys. I say boys, I like I don't know whoever watched, I love the movie Oh Brother Where Art Thou. I like it, even though I don't care for some of the political opinions of the individuals. That is a movie I do like. And boys, we're in a fix. And this is kind of funny. Anyway. Yep. Torque wrenches. Bolts. Get at it, Hinckley. Yeah. I'm moving these ones a lot. This is at $1.50. Come on. I might go to the other side. So that way I think I can get a grip to pull. It's hard to push on these guys. Oh, shit. I think, boys, we're going to set up on the other side. Set shop up on the other side. See how this works. Easy, easy wrench. Sun's a killer out here, boys. All right. $1.50. Yeah, better bite here. Move that one a bit. Huh, I must not have got this one with the other wrench. I'll have to come back to it and check it out. Let's check that last one against this other one now. Still at $1.50 on this one. Yep. All right, let's step it up to 200, boys, or $1.80. All right, we're at $1.80, boys. Okay. Well, I think there's a bit of difference between these two, folks. I bet you I'm gonna get a pull on this with this one at $1.80. This is $1.80. Yep, see, I'm getting a pull on it. There's a bit of difference between these two, that's for sure. I'm trying to keep this flex head straight as I can. All right, boys, we're going to 210. Grab your boots, buckle up. Shit. That wasn't cool. Sorry for my grunting and moaning here. I'll try to stop that. It's just pulling 210 in kind of awkward positions. Although I'm able to get some pretty good leverage on it, that's for sure. Alright, that was 210 with the Indy wrench. Probably should just take them both in and get them both calibrated. Definitely getting more of a pull on 210 with this one than I did that other. Come on, thing, get in there. What the heck? All right. Oofta. Well, I think one thing's for sure. This little test I just did is the Dewalt is putting them down harder than 210, because the flat one didn't budget at 210, or didn't budget at setting. The flat one set at 210, did not budge the bolts on the other side that I did with the Dewalt. I didn't get, maybe a slight movement on them, which is good, but there's definitely a difference between these two. I got like maybe a 1/16 of a turn, you know, 3/16 of a turn with the flat bar versus the Indy, both set at 210, and that was consistent down to 150. So 150 on up, there was a deviation between those two. So I guess I'll have to see what's what for calibration. I have a tendency to trust this one a little more because I know its history from day one, but you never know. All right, well, the rest of this is just inspect that drum, flip this lid back down, run these 6 bolts back in it, and that's done. So the new, the good, the bad, and this whole thing is the ugly. All right, well, let me get back at it here. I gotta go get a drink. I'm like I came out of a swimming pool. Okay, so these are the 2 snap-on wrenches that I used. I'm gonna see about getting them calibrated. But this one said oil, and this one says sealed. Both say replace worn parts, but so I'll see about oiling this one. I'll look at it and see what you got to do. If you got to take the head off and oil it, or if there's a port you can take that plug out and oil through it. I just don't know. I've never taken it down, so got to learn about that one. I'm back together here. Those are buttoned up. It took me a little bit because I replaced missing or funky hardware on that piano hinge for the cowl. So put on some stainless with nylock hardware. You know, I guess I'll just keep plugging away at this thing, man. That's about all I can do, and keep it running until I'm done with it. That's what I want to do, just keep it going until I'm done with it. It'd be nice to tidy it up. I'll still do that. I think I'll still do that, is try to clean it up, maybe shoot it with some paint just to make it a little more appealing to my eyeballs. So I'm gonna put this stuff away and sweep out the detached and call it a day. So let me getting on with this stuff here, tidying it up. Some of the goop that I had to use today, by all means not all, but just some of the assortment. Like I said, most of my tools are Craftsman, as I mentioned. Anybody looking at this stuff saying, well, we see a bunch of stuff that's not snap-on, but trust me, most of my tools are Craftsman. This was an SK Torque socket kit I got, but they're swivel torque. I have my straight torque or torque wrenches or torque sockets and whatnot over in the detached garage. So again, this is some of the extra stuff in here, or stuff I use over on this side quite often. This one of my 3/4 inch adapters. This is a half female by 3/4 male. That's actually a snap-on. This piece I just bought, this adapter I just bought, is a proto, but that thing worked. It didn't twist. The other one, the chrome one, twisted. That was a proto. But I didn't have this socket on there, I noticed, all the way either, because it twisted the drive part way through it. But this kit over here is my 3/4 inch and larger stuff is fairly Craftsman. This set's Craftsman. The stuff on the other side is not Craftsman. See, this was too big to get in there, so couldn't use it. All right, well, I'm gonna wipe this stuff down and get it tucked away, and head over to the detached. So I learned today, like I say, you learn something new every dang day. And I suppose most mechanics know this, but of course I'm not a mechanic, so I didn't know this. But a 24mm will work in place of a 15/16 just fine. In fact, that's what got those bolts off the blades on the Angry Pumpkin. The 15/16 didn't fare too well. Anyway, this was the carnage of trying to get those bolts off out of there. So you can see this proto 3/4 to 1/2 inch adapter got twisted, and I think it's because I didn't have the socket all the way up on it, but still you can see that was pretty good energy to twist it. And this one, it just simply broke. That's how much force I was putting on there with that 3/4 inch ratchet and that cheater bar, about 2.5 feet of cheater bar, and it just snapped that. So to the carnage pile. This is my little carnage pile up here, little things that are broke. All right, well, let me finish tidying this up, and I'm heading to the pool. All right, boys and girls, fixing to head out to the pool. But first, I'm gonna make me a drink to go out there. So Liz picked me up some vodka, of course. Ice Fox vodka, made from grain, and it's from the West Coast. I won't say the city because I'm not gonna boycott that city now as much as I do the French, because they are undeserved of any credit. Okay, so that goes in. Then I grab hold of any fruits that we have about. And that goes in. So that goes in. And I look in the refrigerator. Oh, looky. Raspberries and strawberries. I don't think guacamole would be too good. So we've got some. Looks like these strawberries need to be fed up anyway. So I open up the garbage. Right by garbage. I go. What you're using this? Uno. Dos. Trois. Quatre. Get you some safety. La. Get you some safety matcha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 8. 7 or 8. Get me some safety matcha.
Some say not chop. And then put some raspberries in it.
What?
I'm talking to my camera.
Oh, it's your camera.
Because I'm making a drink, showing what I'm doing for my drink. So there's my fruities.
I'm gonna go throw this in the trash.
Okay. So there's my fruits. Again, I'm not going to use any whack-a-mole. That just does not appeal to me. There's some oranges in there. You know what I'm going to try? Guess what we have? These are creamsicles. What do you think of that, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen. So, where'd my little knifey go? We will put a creamsicle in here. Or two. I just make this up as I go. I don't know why they call them creamsicles. They ought to call them dreamsicles. Alright, now we'll do another one, but first this time I'm going to get mine first. Me like dreamsicles. Me like dreamsicles more in vodka. Look at that. Oh, now I need some ice. Hopefully we have some ice. We have the ice maker. Oh, we have ice in the ice maker. Yay. Ice. Shut the ice maker door. Get in there, ice. Right on. Put the ice scooper back. Right on. Okay, now. So, now, I don't have much room in there. We're gonna get it in there. Yep. Loosen it up. Tighten it up. Goes on El Polito. Like so. Cover your ears. Ooh. That's good. Das ist gut.
Good. Alright, I'm going to...
So, it's pool time. Indeed. Busy day today. Didn't seem that, but it's like I didn't get a big checklist done, but those blades were not sunk. So now this is my just rewards. My drink and a floaty in the pool. Well, there. Hey, you hairy clowns. There's Zaylor, I see you. Hey, Jack. Hey, Jack. Oh.